When I had my ectopic pregnancy, I knew something was wrong. My gut was telling me this pregnancy wasn't going to make it, and to not get too attached just yet. Sure enough, a week later, I went to the hospital with bleeding and pain, and it was confirmed. My heart shattered, and I never got closure. My family didn't know I was pregnant yet, and my husband's family only found out when we needed someone to watch our older child while he took me to the ER. Still, life went on, and about a month later I took a pregnancy test for funsies and was utterly shocked that it came out positive. I had just gotten my levels checked a few weeks prior, and they were at 0, so there's no way it was the same pregnancy. Through the confusion, I smiled and planned for our second-born child. It was a rough pregnancy, mostly because I never fully grieved that other pregnancy. When he was born, he was perfect. My little butterbean. My heart felt whole again for the first time in a long time. It didn't seem to last long, though, because in his first few months of life, I never connected with him the same as my older child. For her it was easy, and while I loved him, it just didn't feel the same. Maybe still grieving mixed with PPD. Maybe because he doesn't look like me one bit, and looks like a clone of my husband who I've grown to resent in my postpartum journey. I tried everything to bond and figure out the problem, and everyone wrote me off and prescribed more meds. He just didn't feel like mine. Eventually I couldn't take it anymore. He looked more and more like my husband with every passing day, and that mother-baby connection wasn't happening. So I decided to take a trip up to our local lab and get our DNA tested. I tested me, the baby, and managed to lie my way into getting my husband's DNA to be sure. No one knew I did it, because I know it sounds crazy, but I just had to know. Surely a DNA test would snap me out of it and fix these issues. I learned that day that it takes a few weeks for the results to be mailed out, so I'd be stuck in this misery for a little longer. My resentment for my husband had only grown since he got to leave the house to go to work and feel normal, and his body wasn't completely a mess from carrying around a 7-pound bowling ball-headed baby for however many weeks. Plus, his bond with the baby would put any mother to shame. It was sickening. When the results finally came in, I felt so stupid that I didn't even want to open them. I set them down and tried to walk away, but didn't make it far before running back and ripping open that envelope like a kid on Christmas, dying to see what was inside. I couldn't breathe when the results finally registered in my brain. My world was spinning, and now I only had more questions than answers. How can this child be a 100% match to my husband with no other DNA?